Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM, brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. And, you know, we've been rolling along here, and that last segment was so important with the young man that we know was a young man, Billy Ross Doyle, and this benefit bass fishing tournament. Billy, as he said, he lost his mother on a Friday and lost his wife on a Wednesday. So we want to get into a little bit more upbeat on this section.
10-4.
Even though this guy's job is not the easiest in the world, but we're really he's got a lot of Memphis connections. Dave Gabbert knows, and he's probably been writing down questions to ask, even though Dave's in Dale Hollow Lake right now. But we're really happy to have Chris Richardson on with us. He's the newly appointed Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency Deputy Director, overseeing all business operations. He's the former assistant director and legislative liaison, and it's good to have Chris on the show this morning. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Larry. It's really good to be with you guys, and happy to be interviewed and be able to speak to some of our passionate hunters and fishermen, outdoors folks out there that make it possible for me to have that title that you just relayed. So it's my pleasure to be here.
And you've got a few connections here now, because you've been with the agency 2013? Is that right? Is that when
Yes, sir. I got hired on with TWRA in 2013 after leaving the practice of law and getting to do something worthwhile, protecting the wildlife of Tennessee.
Yeah, and in the Memphis area connections here, I know not only did you go to Lambeth, we have a lot of listeners in Jackson and places like that, graduate of the University of Memphis School of Law, which you said your dad was a 1980 graduate, a law degree. Your wife is from Germantown, where I live right now, and so there's so many connections right here. I did not realize that this may double our audience on this Saturday morning. You know?
Well, I hope all of my family down there is going to get up and listen to the show. I hope most of them are listening every Saturday. But, yes, Memphis, Tennessee holds a special place in my heart, a place that I was fortunate enough to live for many years, and a place that I get to go back and visit regularly due to my wife's family still being there. And actually, even growing up, Larry, growing up in the Boot Heel of Missouri, it was about 2.5 hours to a major city, and I could either go north to St. Louis or I could go south to Memphis. And most of the time we went to Memphis, even growing up. So it's certainly a place that special to me on many levels.
Well, it's really good, to Chris, to have you on here. I know that your wife Anna and your daughter Charlie, you'll live in Wilson County now. But talk about this position, and I know, folks, you can watch all the commission meetings online now, which is pretty cool. I don't have to sit next to somebody and try to get
I missed the food.
Yeah, well, get Lee Wilmot to try to translate what something. Did he just say that up there?
Yeah, right.
But as I told Chris during the duck blind drawing session that was held with the commission, Chris was that man that was up there taking some heat and answered all the questions. And was very impressive. So, Chris, talk about the position, what you'll be doing as your primary duties now in this in this new promotion for you.
Sure. Thank you, Larry. Yeah, I'm excited about the opportunities. Since I've been working for the agency since 2013, my main focus has been on government relations and kind of external communications to partners and policymakers across the state. And now, acceding into the role of deputy director, I really get to focus some more attention, internally to the agency. The business side of the agency is not the sexiest part, or not the part that people want to talk about very much, but it certainly is the support functions that are necessary to make sure that whether it's budget or it's sales or it's communications and outreach or it's real estate, all of those different functions that we have to manage are integral parts to our big three, as I call them, in our wildlife, our fisheries, and our law enforcement programs. So I'm excited about the opportunity to take on those additional roles and responsibilities, and at the same time excited to continue on doing the legislative and government relations work for the agency.
And Dave, you know the importance of this position that Chris has, right?
It's very important because the way the hierarchy of the agency, I always thought, that the executive director sitting up there, he deals with stuff like on the national level. He's gone dealing with stuff on the national level. And, down below, he's got to have good people under him. And what they do, they split the house. They got, one deputy director that's going to take care of field operations, and then you got the important people like Chris.
Yes, yeah.
That's over there on the hill. A pilgrim in a strange place sometimes.
Yes,
that learns the ins and outs because, and even though the agency, it's a state entity, so you've got all this stuff. You got to abide by some of the state rules, even though Chris can tell you we don't get our operating budgets don't come out of that general fund.
Yes, that's right.
They still look at us over there that you still got these hoops and all these bells and whistles you got to do, so you got to have somebody that knows all that.
And Chris, I know these the challenges there. A lot of our folks might not understand the duties that you have to do. This is not. He doesn't hunt and fish 4 days a week and then take care of the legislative duties on Fridays, so to speak.
No, that's right, Larry. It really, there is a lot of things that go on, behind the scenes, again, that maybe aren't the topic of conversation at the coffee shop in the morning, but whether it is, we're responsible for administering, on average, probably close to $100 million budget between our wildlife program
amazing.
And our boating program or fisheries program.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of things, whether that be procurement of equipment or it be managing the personnel expenses, the benefits, all of those things that work kind of behind the scenes really help to make the important work that we do for Tennessee's wildlife, fisheries, and recreational boaters go forward. And that's really the way I view my role here. And certainly the whole business side of the shop is designed to support not only the people within the agency, but also to be that forward-facing customer service that we're constantly working to improve. We want folks to be able to get the information they need. We want folks to be able to easily purchase the licenses, that they need to engage in those opportunities. We want boat registrations to be able to be renewed seamlessly without hassle. And that's what we work towards on the business side of the shop is the customer-facing. We want it to be seamless, and we want it to be convenient. And also we want to make sure that our wildlife professionals and biologists and law enforcement officers have everything that they need to do the work that they do.
Well, I don't think that little Chris Richardson growing up with a graduate, a bachelor's degree in sociology, come on now. So, I mean, that fits in as well as anything with the TWRA, to come to this. So this is you had to make a life-changing decision, buddy, back in 2013 when you went with the TWRA, because you were a lawyer at heart. So
I set out to be a lawyer. I wanted to be in a courtroom. I wanted to be every lawyer you've read in a John Grisham novel.
Yes, okay.
I wanted to be that litigator.
Yes.
And I reached that goal in many respects. I started out practicing really in Murfreesboro in a small town practice shop, and then for a little while I went in-house with an insurance company where I was trying cases, doing insurance defense work.
Yeah.
And then I was fortunate enough to know some folks. Really the chairman of our current commission, Jim Ripley.
That's right.
And I had some mutual friends, and he came to me back in 2013. He said, Chris, the TWRA is in need of somebody to help with the government relations and the policy work, and is that something you might be interested in? I said, now, wait a minute, Jim. Are you telling me that I can quit billing hours and running through these courtrooms and I can go get paid to talk about hunting and fishing every day?
Yeah.
Yes, that does interest me. I think I might like to try that.
And so how long did it take you to say yes?
Well, I said yes immediately, and we went through some interviews, and I was fortunate enough that an old guy named Ed Carter thought enough of me to give me a shot.
Old Ed here. Now we really got it. Ed, if you're listening, turn your hearing aid up. All right, okay, on that. But again, we're talking to Chris Richardson. Really happy for Chris. He's a newly appointed TWA deputy director overseeing all business operations. And as he said, this is not your everyday company with 6 employees. I'm not even sure. I don't know how many employees they had when Dave was there, but a lot of them are retired like Dave, but it's still probably one of the state's biggest employers in far as
Larry, we have right at 730 employees that work for us.
Is that? Yeah. Well, now wait down. Whoa, no. Now you said 700 employees who worked for y'all. Okay, I want to make sure that you got that word "worked" in there because a lot of folks don't understand how many hours a lot of these people work.
Oh yeah.
And are on call, and Chris is the man there. Chris, thank you so much. Of course, Outdoors with Larry Ray couldn't do without the TWRA as a sponsor of the show. And I know you are an outdoorsman. I know you love you waterfowl hunt, you big game hunt. So that's still a part of your life, right?
It is a huge part. It is a huge part, Larry. And really, my father told me when I was growing up, he said, if you can figure out what you love to do and you can figure out a way to get paid for it, you'll never have to work a day in your life. And I feel like that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah,
okay.
You were blessed.
Yeah, you could have been Perry Mason, but that's okay. And that's a lot better than anything.
Maybe I can be Ed Carter instead.
That's a good one. Old Ed Carter. Don't try to be Bobby Wilson. All right, okay, there you go. No, love all you guys. Thank you, Chris. You have a great Saturday, great holiday weekend, and we'll stay in touch. Okay, man?
Thank you, Larry, and thanks to all the hunters and fishermen out there listening, the recreational boaters. Y'all stay safe on the holiday, too, and we couldn't be here without you guys, so thank you so much.
Thank you, Chris. All right, Chris Richardson. All right, before we go, we have not had a pun all day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just now thought about that because I'm looking over. I'm just so used. Do you have something that's clean and works?
Of course.
Okay.
Well, they got a blood drive on, so I went to give blood.
Yes.
And they started asking all these personal questions, like where'd I get it and who'd it belong to?
That's our show producer laughing in the background through her mask. Did you get that, Dave Gabbard?
I got it.
Okay, I got it. All right, let's go. We're going to take a laughing break here and come right back and close this out with hopefully Gary Mason on Outdoors with Larry Ray.